Good afternoon, everyone. Developing SQL databases manage isolation levels. Introduction. The manage isolation modules provides you with instruction and advice to develop your hands-on skills in the following topics. Managing concurrency with read and committed, and managing concurrency with repeatable rate. It will take approximately 45 minutes to complete this lab. Ensure you have powered on a required device and connect to PLSQL. Exercise 1. Managing concurrency with read uncommitted. An isolation level protects a specified transaction from other transactions to prevent problems that can arise due to concurrent access of data. A transaction in SQL Server ensures that group of operations is proceed as a unit. For example, you can define a banking transaction and perform data modification to credit one account and debit another as a single unit of work. If the transaction succeeds, all the modifications that you made in transaction are committed in the database. In case of the failure of your transaction that must be rolled back, all your changes to the data are erased. The common type of locks include shared, exclusive, and update. When the transaction isolation level is set to the highest, the locks are held longer and are more restrictive. The different transaction isolation levels include read committed, read uncommitted, repeatable read, snapshot, and serializable. In this exercise, you will demonstrate some transactions by setting isolation level to read uncommitted. Task 1. Demonstrate read uncommitted isolation level. And you will perform the following actions: execute an update, execute a select query, and demonstrate that due to the read uncommitted. Ensure you are powered on the required device and connect to PLAB SQL1. Step 2. From the PLAB SQL1 desktop, click Start and click Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. The Connect to Server dialog box appears. From the server type drop-down list, click Database Engine. In the server name text box, type PLAB SQL1 and click Connect. The SQL Server Management Studio window opens. In Object Explorer, expand the Databases folder. To select the database from the list of databases, click AdventureWorks DW2016 CTP3. To create the new query, click the new query pane opens. Type the following query in the new query pane. Paste. The given query creates a new table named DIMProduct_temp with the records imported from the DIMProduct table in the AdventureWorks EW2016 CTP3 database. To run the query, click Execute or press F11. The query runs successfully and the result is displayed. Step 7. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click the new query. Depende. Type the following query in the new query pane. The given query selects product key and lists price the DIMProduct_temp table for the product key for rendered one. To run the query, click Execute or press F11. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Notice the value of the list price column in the result set type 8 to create new query. Type the following in the new query pane. Record. The given query updates the value of list in dim product underscore tab for the product key 401. The query uses the begins transaction statement and updates the dim product underscore temp table in the AdventureWorks EW 2016 CTP3 database. And it then rollbacks the transaction using the rollback trend after a 20 seconds delay. Step 9 to create a new query. For among programming, set transaction isolation level with uncommitted. Copy. Paste. A given query selects the list first column value in the dim product underscore temp table for the product key 401. The statement uses read uncommitted isolation levels to specify that the select statement can read rows that have been modified by other transactions but not yet committed. Press F5 to execute query in step 8 and within 10 seconds execute the above select query in the step 9. Note: due to the read uncommitted isolation level, the select query in step 9 will read that modified value by the date not yet committed, leading to dirty read. Step 10. Navigate to the query pane that contains that update instruction specified in step 8. Find the rollback trend statement executing successfully after 20 seconds. The number of rows affected by the transaction will be shown only after the process completes. Exercise managing concurrency with repeatable read. In this exercise, you will manage concurrency using repeatable read isolation level. Please refer to reference material or use your preferred search engine to research this topic in more detail. Task 1. Demonstrate repeatable reads with select statements. In this task, you will perform the following actions. Select all the column values from the dim product for the product key 401, and then update the content of dim product for the product key. Demonstrate the due to the repeatable read. Step 1. Type the following statement in the new window to read the records from the dim. The query uses begin transaction statement and set the isolation level to repeatable read. This specifies that no other transaction can modify the records with the product key 401 until the execution of the select statement and the current transaction completes. Step 2. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. For the purpose of these demonstrations, execute an update statement that updates the same row which the select query reads in step 1 in dim product table. To update the content of dim product for the product key 401, type the following To update the content of the product for the product key 1401, type the following statements in the new query window. Press F5 to execute. Within 10 seconds, execute the update query and step 2. Due to the repeatable read isolation level set for the select transaction, the update transaction in step 2 is forced to wait 20 seconds because of the exclusive blocks used on the product key 401 row. The update transaction executes after the select transaction completes the process after a delay of 20 seconds. Step 4. Navigate to the query window that contains the select query in step 1. A query in step 1 would be displayed the old committed value before after 20 seconds. Task 2. Demonstrate repeatable read with insert statements. In this task, you will perform the following action. Create a table named DIMPRODUCT_temp and import records from the DIMPRODUCT. Number 2. Select records from DIMPRODUCT_temp by setting isolation level as repeatable read to ensure that no other data until the execution of the select statement in the current transaction completes. Third, execute an insert query by inserting a new record to demonstrate the new rows are not locked by the select transaction with the repeatable isolation. Type the following in the new query window. The given query imports record from DIMPRODUCT table into a new table named DIMPRODUCT_temp. Press F5 to execute the query. The query executes successfully and the number of rows affected is displayed in the message window. Step 2. Type the following in the new query window to records from the DIMPRODUCT_temp table. The query uses begin transaction statement and set this isolation to repeatable read. This specifies that no other transactions can modify data until the execution of the select statement in the current transaction completes. To create, click the new query. Type the following statement in the new query window and insert. Press F5. Within 10 seconds, execute the insert query in step 3. The insert query executes immediately without waiting the completion of select query in step 2. This is because the insert query inserts a new record and new rows are not locked by the select transaction in step 2. Only the existing records are locked by the select transaction in step 2 due to the repeatable isolation level. Step 5. Navigate to the query window that contains the select transaction. On query in step 2 would display all the existing values before the new insert after. Step 3. Demonstrate repeatable read with update statements. Type the following query in the new query window. The given query imports record from dim product table into a new table named dim product underscore temp. Press F5. A query executes successfully and the number of rows affected is displayed in a message window. Type the following statement in the new query. The records from the dim product temp table. The query uses begin transaction statement and set the isolation level to repeatable read. To create a new query, type the following statement in the new query pane. Press F5. 1 rows affected. The update queries execute immediately without waiting for the completion of the select query in step 2. And execute. And navigate to the query windows. And install. Developing SQL databases manage isolation levels. You cover the following activities in this module. First, managing concurrency with read and committed. And second, managing concurrency with repeatable read. Thank you.